Shabbat Shalom. Good morning, Hebrew Israelite family. Glory and honor to the Father Yahweh, the creator of all things, our creator, sustainer, and the soon coming King of planet Earth, Messiah Yahweh Shah. Glory and honor to Messiah. Glory and honor to Father Yahweh and the power of his spirit. Greetings to the 12 tribes. Greetings to our brothers and sisters joined unto us, the 12 tribes. Greetings to the brothers and sisters in the chat. Brother Lonnie, Sister Joyce, Sister Josie, Brother Frank, Brother Superstar, Sister Daniel, Brother Daniels, Only One Way, Gary Joseph. Greetings to all of you as we're continuing our study in Revelation 13. This is part 3. Revelation 13 will take a lot more time because it's a central chapter in the book of Revelation. It's a central chapter. There are things that happen before chapter 13 that are evident in chapter 13, and there are things that Revelation shows after chapter 13 that are evident in chapter 13. For example, let's take a look at Revelation 17. We looked at that yesterday. Revelation chapter 17, where it talks about in Revelation 17 what the beast was that John was shown, where the great whore was riding the beast. And let's take a look in Revelation 17, beginning at verse 3. Revelation 17, beginning at verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. The 7-head 10-horn theme is prominent in the book of Revelation. It is the same conglomeration of kingdoms that scattered Israel, Judah, and Jerusalem that Zechariah was talking about. It's a conglomeration of a system that was run by the devil, still is run by the devil, and is now being built up by the devil. Okay? The thing, brothers and sisters, I want you to get from today's study, one of them is this. The Israelite people and the Israelite kingdom is the central theme of the Bible. Most people and the devil, in his desire and his wanting to deceive and confuse, he brings many layers, he many misdirections, much confusion. But let me try to make it as plain for you as possible, because trying to make things plain by the grace and spirit of the Father causes anger among the people of the earth, brothers and sisters, because this world is built on deception. The entire system is built on deception, media deception, political deception, entertainment deception. It's built on deception. For example, the United States dollar, the most powerful instrument of currency in the world, aside from the pound sterling of England, right? And yet it's just a piece of paper, and people will kill for it. Did I lie yet? People will rob banks, jump broken houses, kill relatives for that piece of paper. You see? And it's just a piece of paper. But it holds so much value to people because that's what's in our minds. That's what we've been trained. It's in our minds. That paper is important, right? It's just paper. It used to be that the metal of gold was the important thing. How much gold you can accumulate was the important thing. But the devil has changed the game and made it paper. Okay? So that everybody's sitting here killing for paper. And then when you really think about it, it's not even paper. You're killing for digits on a screen. When you hear about some professional athlete making $200, $300, $400 million, they don't have cash in their hand. Like Floyd Mayweather used to walk around with all of this cash in his hand, like he's making all this money, right? But most of his money is not what's in his hand. It's digits on a screen. And why is that important? Because the people that create the currency can put as many digits on a screen or take digits off a screen as they want to. And you and I have no power over that. None. So somebody in Wall Street can decide, okay, I want to give Israel $4 billion. So what do? They go on the digit screen and they give Israel $4 billion out of nowhere. Then they tell you and I, well, we got to raise the money to make you think you're involved. You're not. It don't matter. And when I was a young man, I used to think there was a limited amount of money on planet Earth. I really did think there was a limited amount of money on planet Earth. But then as I started growing into a man, I started to realize there is no limit. There is no limit. Okay, they can make money whatever they want. They can take it away whenever they want. And I'll never forget that federal prosecutor told me that in Washington, D.C. He said, we cleaned this place up. Talking about where I was working. And I said, what do you mean? He said, what are you talking about? He said, 5 years ago, you couldn't even walk down the street without getting robbed or getting hit on for crack or people shooting up in the street. He said, you can look at it now. And when I was sitting there, I looked out the window. I saw $1 million apartments literally being built and people buying them. He said, that didn't exist 5 years ago. And so then I said to him, how did that happen? Because it was a slum. It was a slum in Washington, D.C. It was a black slum. And it became a white, rich area. And I said, how did that happen? And he said, the government gave us permission. We came through. We arrested everybody and gave long prison sentences to drug dealers. Then we came through again and we started telling the landlords we were going to take their property if they didn't fix it. And I said, damn, that was it? He said, yeah. And I realized right then that could happen in either direction, any place they want. And that's the power of redlining. Now, let me not get too deep into that because I want y'all to understand. That's showing you how deep the deception is on planet Earth. And how anybody whose mind is going to truth and can see the deception is a threat. Is a threat. Yes, you mentioned eminent domain, but I'm saying there's a lot of, listen, if there's not a law on the books to take your property and they want to take it, they create a law to take your property and they take it. You understand? The only thing protecting us is the Creator. That's it. And we are the sign of the Creator. The people now are so stupid. They're trying to bring back segregation as if we're going to be bowing to them. That ain't going to happen because the Creator has now shown us the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. And I said what I said in the beginning in terms of Israel being the centerpiece because we are the centerpiece. And as everything else, people have been deceived into who Israel is. See, when we find out who we really are, we awaken and it's exciting. But the majority of the country of America and of planet Earth don't know who you are and don't believe who you are when you tell them. Your own family don't believe who you are. Your own family is still keeping Easter and Christmas and will be angry at you when you don't. Your own family still has ham for Christmas and ham for Easter and will be angry at you when you don't. You're the crazy one in the cult. So that the devil has the earth calling good evil and evil good. What's wrong with you? Why don't you go out for Halloween? Don't you care about your children? It's backwards and it's going to remain backwards. This is the thing, brethren. The devil's planet that he's running is built on lies, deception, and exploitation. And the greatest victims of lies, deception, and exploitation are the bloodline Hebrews. We're the greatest victims on planet Earth. They try to tell you about some Ashkenazi Jews and some 6 million in the Holocaust. And they try to make it sound with museums and all kind of reparations that hell no. They don't come close to us. Not even a second, not even a split minute, nothing. We're the greatest deceived people and the planet. And our awakening is only possible by the spirit of the creator. It's not because of how smart we are. It's not because of how strong we are. It's because the creator chose us. And so you have to understand, when white folks give book of Revelation, they tell you from a European perspective. So everything's based on Europe. Okay. When I give you the book of Revelation by the power of the spirit, it's based on who you are as the true Hebrew people of the Bible. You're the true bloodline of the Bible. The Bible is talking about you. Moses was your cousin. Abraham is your founding father, as is Jacob and Isaac and Jacob. Messiah is your cousin from the tribe of Judah. This is where we come from. And to the earth, I'm sounding crazy. To the earth. But I don't care what the earth thinks. I care about what my father thinks, my heavenly father. What does he think? And I've been doing this for a long time. And it's my saving grace. I say, okay, if I'm wrong, I'm just going to be wrong then. I don't care about being right 100% of the time, except my heavenly father shows me. That's all I care about. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong then. You were wrong about this. Okay, fine. See, because everybody's trying to be perfect in their own stupid sphere. It's stupid. Nobody's perfect. We're all sinners. All of us. And the only perfection we can have is what's given to us. See, that's where our forefathers messed up. That's where the Gentiles started messing up in Paul's day. They started thinking because they're going to get circumcised and be with the Israelites that they're going to be perfect. No. The only perfection you can have is to be justified. And the only justified you could get is because of the prophet, priest, and king Messiah. That's it. See, so when you're looking at Revelation, you must understand who you are and what they did to you, because that's the book. That's the prophecies. Who you are and what they did to you. The whole world exploitation on the Hebrews is how wealth is gotten on the planet, y'all. Okay? The whole world wealth exploitation. Jeff Bezos, who the dude that's in Microsoft? Him. What's the other dude with all the kids? The Nazi dude. The Doge dude. All of them. Brothers and sisters, whatever wealth they have is just digits on the screen that was given to them. And it's built by us. If there's any real wealth, it came from us. And that's all good. Because you know what? Our reparations are not on this planet. See, too many people get y'all thinking about reparations. What the hell you want with some paper for? It's going to be burning. The paper's going to burn. The paper's going to burn. The property, everything you see here is going to burn. Very shortly. They're going to be crying in the streets. Isn't that what Revelation say? They're throwing dust on their heads. Why? Because they're going to see it's going. And there's nothing they could do about it. The whole system is a stack of cards that's getting ready to collapse. The whole system. It's a stack of cards getting ready to collapse. And the Father knows it. That's why they thought when they was building the tower, they thought they had it made. They're building the tower with Nimrod and them. And the Father just said, okay, let me confuse your language real quick. And you don't even know what you're doing. And he did that on purpose. Messiah said, y'all don't take my life. He said, I give it to you. He said, I could give it to you and I could take it back. He said, my Father gave me that power. I could give you to you and take it back. Then he told Peter, he said, put your sword up, man. Don't you know my Father could send me 12 legions of angels if I wanted to? He wasn't high. He wasn't drunk. He was telling the truth. And so here, Revelation, it tells us about this beast. A whore is riding the beast. Okay? The whore is always riding the beast, but nobody sees the whore riding the beast. The beast is the world government that we're in. The whore is the church of Christianity that you see riding it. Islam and Judaism are subservient to Christianity. They're subservient to Christianity. Christianity is the strong delusion that Paul wrote about. White Jesus doesn't exist. Neither does Easter eggs or Santa Claus. They don't exist. Okay? We exist, though. See, we're the real. We exist. And you know what else? The Father said? What he said? Arka one by y'all in here? He said, Ahaya, that's his last daughter. Ahaya, I exist. We exist, brethren. We exist. And because we're here, we're going to keep going. And the kingdom's going to exist because we're here. See? And we are what this book is talking about. So the whore was, we saw chapter 12. It was the devil himself as the great red dragon, representing all of the kingdoms that he was in control of. Check it out. Daniel chapter 10. Daniel chapter 10. You see how yesterday we went to Isaiah, we went to Zechariah yesterday. I don't even know where else we went, but we were going all over the place yesterday. Yeah, we're going to do it again. Why? Because the Bible is one book. See, the deception is acting like there's two separate books or 66 separate. It's one book. And it's been preserved by the Heavenly Father for us here in the last days. That's what Daniel said. Remember what he said in chapter 2 first. Let's go Daniel chapter 2. Watch what he said there. Daniel chapter 2, what he told Nebuchadnezzar in Daniel chapter 2. Daniel 2, 29 and 30. Daniel chapter 2, 29 and 30. Look what Daniel told King Nebuchadnezzar. He said, as for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into thy mind upon thy bed, which should come to pass hereafter. And he that revealeth secrets maketh known to thee what shall come to pass. So he showed Nebuchadnezzar the future, which is what he was worried about. But check it out. Nebuchadnezzar didn't understand it. He couldn't understand it until a Hebrew was brought to him. That ain't changed. He could not understand that the reason the Hebrews were there was because of their disobedience to the Creator. Had nothing to do with his power. He thought he was all powerful. Daniel said, he revealed this secret to you. Verse 30. But as for me, he said, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have more than any living. But for, notice what he said, but for their sakes, that shall make known unto the interpretation of to the king, and that thou mayest know the thoughts of thy heart. For their sakes, those people that are going to be in the hereafter, that would be you and me. We're the centerpiece. Always remember that. Don't forget, the Bible is made up of what they call today black people. They're the stars of the show. The greatest star to show the Father sent is this black man called YHWH, the Messiah, the prophet, peace, and king from the tribe of Judah. See, stars of the show. And white folks are part of the beast and the whore, unless they want to break from there and join up with us. They're not joining a religion. They're joining the chosen people. They're moving in with us. I don't care who believes it and who don't, except those that belong to the Father. See? That's right. His word will not come back empty. And notice what it says in Daniel chapter 10 now. This is when Gabriel came, and it took him 3 weeks to get to Daniel. He was fighting for 3 weeks, and Daniel felt the pressure of that fight, because the Bible said, look what it says in Daniel chapter 10, beginning at verse 1 and going verse 1 and 2 and 3. Notice Daniel 10, verse 1 and 2 and 3. In the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a thing was revealed unto Daniel, whose name was called Belteshazzar. And the thing was true, but the time appointed was long. And he understood the thing and had understanding of the vision. In those days, I, Daniel, was mourning 3 full weeks. I ate no pleasant bread, neither flesh nor wine came in my mouth. Neither did I anoint myself at all till 3 full weeks were fulfilled. There was a spirit of darkness on Daniel. He wasn't getting an answer for anything from the Most High. He felt the void. See, brothers and sisters, we are not, my wife and I were talking about this morning. We are not used to living in an atmosphere where there's no wickedness. We're not used to that. We're going to, in the 1,000 years is 1,000 years because we got to get used to living in an atmosphere where there's no assault on our spirit. There's no children being raped. There's no locks necessary. There's no greed. There's no sickness. There's no need for doctors or hospitals. It'll take us 1,000 years to get used to that. Just to come out of the hole we've been living in because we're not used to this. So Daniel was used to the Spirit of the Father being with him. Now he couldn't get it for 3 weeks. I only know about 2 weeks because that's what happened to us, see? So I understood. But that's what happened to Daniel for 3 weeks. Okay? Then later, Gabriel comes. Okay? Gabriel comes, and notice Daniel chapter 10, verse 11. Verse 11 and 12 and 13. Daniel chapter 10, verse 11 and 12 and 13. And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright. For unto thee am I now sent. And he had spoken this word unto me. I stood trembling. Then said he unto me, fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words. But, notice verse 13, but the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. That's the same 3 weeks that Daniel was suffering. He withstood me 21 days. But lo, Mikael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. So he was fighting with the king of Persia, one of the 4 empires, which is still the devil, right? So then he says, go later on, he goes down, I'm saying here, verse 20. Then said he, knowest thou wherefore I am come unto thee? And now will I return to fight with the prince of Persia. And when I am going forth, lo, the prince of Grecia shall come. He's acting like there's 2 different people, but it's the same devil. He's just controlling different empires that are exploiting us. We're the biggest victims of exploitation in the history of planet Earth. And we don't care if they know or don't know. If they want to know, they could know, and they could join us. But that's going to be a remnant of them. Just like a remnant of us are going to be saved, a remnant of the heathen are going to be saved. There's always a remnant, brethren. There's a John Brown out there that wants to join us, that understands we've been mistreated, exploited, and being attacked. He's going to know that, and he's going to be with us. There's going to be a few of them. Okay, just a remnant of them. We got some of them among us already. Why? Because truth is more important than anything else. You see, brothers and sisters, again, the war is between righteousness and obedience and lies and deception. The devil came in the form of a snake to represent lies and deception and to tell man he could be his own God, a liar, a murderer, and a deceiver from the beginning. The tree that the Father put there and told him not to eat was representing righteousness and truth. And so ever since then, this is what this whole game. See, I don't care how many 20 million years they talk about. We've been around 20 million years. You don't even know that. Nobody can prove who's been here, that there was an ice age or whatever. What does the word say? The word don't talk about no damn ice age. The word talks about 1,000-year reign of the Messiah. That is coming. The word talks about how we could find no ease in our enemy's land. Matter of fact, he's talking about the kingdom of Greece. And what he's trying to tell Daniel is after the Persian Empire, the next one is Greece. And then we know was Rome. And Rome came with Christianity. They done twisted Messiah, changed his look, changed his father, changed everything. Made a religion out of it. Made a religion out of it, y'all. And got us worshiping crosses with white Jesus in Africa. And we running from white Jesus like Malcolm X is what we run into. Muhammad, an Arab man. The Messiah ain't choose no Arabs. Messiah ain't no Arab. Messiah is of the tribe of Judah, a black man like us. We exist. A higher exists. We exist too. See, some get it confused and think we are the God, like the 5%ers. That's stupid. You ain't no God. You're going to die. All people get old and die. Look here, man. I was once 19 once. I ain't 19 no more. There are things I could do when I was 19 I can't do now. Ain't no 5% of living forever. You're going to die. And then some get like Malcolm get all discouraged from that and say, well, when you die, that's it. That's all she wrote, because that's all you know. Our Heavenly Father lives forever. And there's a promise of restitution and resurrection. That's what we need to remember. He brings back what he brought forth. He brings into existence, and he remains forever. And whatever he decides remains with him. Praise the Most High. So Daniel was told Greece was coming after Persia, and we know Rome came after Greece. Okay? So that's what we're dealing with when we're dealing with Revelation chapter 12. So chapter 12, that great red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns, that was the devil and all of the kingdoms that made up what he created to exploit us. That's their highlight. See, there was the British Empire, and they exploited us. There were Chinese dynasties. They exploited us. There were Australians that took over the Aborigines. They exploited us. The Spanish came to what's now the Philippines. They exploited us. But the original exploiters that took us off the land and crushed our kingdom was Babylon, Media, Persia, Greece, and Rome. Need to know who you are. Who are you? Where you come from? And like I said, the Mexican people got mad at me on Facebook the other day. I said, you don't even know who you are. You ain't no damn Garcia. You speak in Spanish because your Spanish slave masters taught you that language. You wasn't born speaking no Spanish. You spoke Taino and Aztec and Inca. That's what you spoke before. You don't even know that language no more. Your name wasn't Lopez. They gave you that name. That's your slave master's name. What's your name? You don't even know. There's no people. And look. What you call yourselves? Spanish? Oh, wait, Spanish? You ain't no Spanish? Where you talking about Spanish? That's the name of your slave master, Spanish. I speak Spanish. Okay, you speak Espanol. You speak Espanol. I speak English. Both of us speak the language of our slave masters. Neither of us know the names of our real language. And we depend on them. You go to the Ashkenazis and ask them about the Feast of Trumpets. Oh my God. The Feast of Trumpets, that ain't even a feast. And they call it the New Year, my gosh. Yom Kippur, the New Year, ain't no damn New Year. That's the 7th month, man. Don't understand. But that's okay. It wasn't given to them. It wasn't given to them. Okay? My father was the product of a rape from a white man. A white man that came here from Germany. And his father got the name and gave him his name because he got his name from slave masters in Georgia. See? It's all good, though. Because he would have a son that would know all that. See? And then I have a father that knows even more than that. See? So it's all good. Brethren, we exist. They can't stop us from existing. They can kill a Malcolm. They can kill a Fred Hampton. But then there comes 144,000. What you going to do with them? See it? They got you talking about you Jamaican. You ain't no damn Jamaican. You a Hebrew brought to a land that the white man called Jamaica. You ain't no Dominican. You a Hebrew brought to a land by the Spaniards that called your spot Dominican. We higher than what they give us, y'all. Don't take what they give you, act like you got something. You higher than that. The Creator's higher than that. He exists. You exist. Okay? So just remember, as we're looking at this, we're looking at our exploitation. So now you can see how the red dragon is a conglomeration of all the kingdoms he developed. And then in Revelation 13, you see that conglomeration became a religion. It became a religion called Christianity. And Because he's a deceiver now. You must understand, y'all, nothing is ever as it appears. Nothing is ever as it appears. You must understand what we talked about last night when we read Isaiah chapter 14, and we saw the devil's inner workings. He said in his heart, he wants to be the Most High. So at the end of the day, he's trying to deceive the whole earth into worshiping him as the Most High. And he's getting you to have your own religion. He got these white people in face of the black man Jesus. He got a whole new set of people he's calling the chosen people that rejected even their white Jesus. I mean, goodness. He got thousands of different Christianity, and they don't even agree with each other. It's confusion. Lord. He got agents working with robes on telling you they're Hebrews. They agents. Brothers and sisters, if it speaks not according to this word, ain't no light in it. See, either you believe the word or you don't. See, I decided a while ago, I'm going to go all in on this word. And that's okay. If I'm wrong, I'll be wrong then. But I'm willing to stand on it. I'm going to stand on it. By the grace of the Heavenly Father. I'm going to stand on it. So now, the power, seat, and authority that the dragon gives to this system he built is what Paul was talking about. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. You can't go find a czar in Russia and break into his palace and kill him and think you're taking over. You can't go in Buckingham Palace and kill Charles and them and think you're taking over. You can't. Because that's not who you're wrestling with. It's spiritual wickedness in high places, which means there's always somebody that wants money. Why you think these politicians fighting each other so hard when they all on the same team? Why you think they fighting each other so hard? Because everybody wants money and power. What Brother Nas say? Cash rules everything around me. Get the money. Cash rules money, power, respect, right? Because that's a surface level. That's lower level we see in there. This is just paper we killing for. They can give you paper and make you a billionaire today, and they could take your paper and make you nothing tomorrow. They could do that. Michael Jordan, billionaire today, he could be a pauper tomorrow if they wanted him to be. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, they came out of nowhere. And they're billionaires. Why? Because they're smart? No. Because they serve the prince of darkness, spiritual wickedness in high places. And it's sitting right in front of us, brothers and sisters. Look. You understand, right, that the pentagram is a satanic symbol, right? Right? You understand that the pentagram is a satanic symbol. The most powerful military building on planet Earth is the Pentagon. You understand that they worship the male penis, right? So the most powerful symbol of that is sitting right there in the middle of Washington, D.C. They call it the Washington Monument. And then, wait. You want to talk about a woman running things? What about the chick that's sitting in New York Harbor? The Statue of Liberty. It ain't making you and me free. See, Malcolm X said, how come they get freedom? We don't get no freedom because we exist. That's why we exist. And as long as we exist, they're going to try to exploit us. But there's a heavenly Father that show us in his word. It won't last for long. Look, Revelation 13. We stop right here, verse 4. Let's start verse 4. Revelation 13, beginning at verse 4. This conglomeration of a system that now has us all enslaved. We're all born into this system. But the Bible has already said, see, what the Messiah said. On this rock, I'm going to build my assembly, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. You know what he's saying? See, back in the day, they had one capital city like Jerusalem, and they had big gates protecting the city. That's what the city of Jericho was doing. They were protecting the city with the big gates. He said the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. That's why I said the man-child that we had, said the woman gave birth to a man-child, right? And what did it say about the man-child? He said he should rule all nations with a rod of iron. The man-child is our cousin from Judah. He's going to rule the whole planet. That's what we need to understand. Everything else is temporary. Our life here is temporary. The systems are temporary. They build these big systems. They're all temporary. And they make you think they're going to last forever. They're not. The Bible tells us they think their kingdom going to last forever. It's not. And we know, you know, and I know that the feast the Father has given us, give us the sign that we know is almost time. We know time is almost up. My wife and I were talking, well, if time was to last, I said, it ain't though. My father, he was 83 years old when he died. Shoot, I might make it to 83. But then I said, but we ain't got to worry about that because we ain't making it to 83. It ain't going to be that much longer. It ain't lasting. It can't. See? Because we exist. Revelation 13, beginning at verse 4 and going down to verse 7. Revelation 13, beginning at verse 4 and going down to verse 7. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. That's 3.5 years. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yahweh, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. See, we exist. We have been exploited. We have been maligned. We have been oppressed. We have been made a byword on the planet Earth. Everybody's everybody's trying to run from us. They're trying to run from us. But the people that understand the truth will be coming to us. We are the saints that it's talking about. To make war with the saints. That's the woman, same woman. Make war with the saints and to overcome them. So we will get exploited, and we have been, have we not? Listen, that's why we always marching in the streets trying to get civil rights. Malcolm X said it very well. He said Pollock didn't have to come here from Poland and march for civil rights. The Italians didn't have to come over here on the boat from Italy and march for civil rights. Why do we got to march for civil rights? Well, we weren't even coming here. We were kidnapped and brought here. And we got to march for civil rights. What is that? Because of who we are. That's why. Because of who we are. It's about to be turned around, though. It's about to be turned around. Okay? We done been through it, y'all. We done been through it. Our father's been through it, and we about to get repaid. And everybody, listen, one thing. Brothers and sisters, in the world of righteousness from the Heavenly Father, I want to tell you, everybody going to get what they got coming. Everybody going to get what they got coming. You know why they running from the Messiah? Hide us from his face, because they're going to see what he really looks like. He ain't the white hippie Jesus they thought he was. And he ain't coming to make peace with you. They're going to get what they got coming. See? The people that want truth want truth. Listen, man, I always said, people say, well, you used to be a Seventh-day Adventist. Yeah, I was. I did a lot of things I used to do, right? I used to be a fornicator too. I used to be single. I used to do a lot of things. Well, what that mean? See, if righteousness and truth were in the Catholic Church, I'd be in the first pew. If righteousness and truth were with Farrakhan, I'd be in the first place. I'd be right there with my little bow tie. I asked the Father, well, righteousness and truth, show me what you want. Righteousness, not what I want, what you want. And he showed me to be right here. See? So, to me, it's whatever the Creator wants. Because he's going to win. The one who put the sun in the sky that you can't even look at without going blind, he's the real deal, y'all. They can exploit us for a minute. That's all, though. He said, they overcome, we got overcome, and power was given him over all the kindreds, tongues, and nations. Look, the whole earth is under this system, man. You and I were born into it. And that's why I tell people they don't like to hear the truth. But the truth is, white folks born in America as Europeans are born and trained to be racist. And they don't like to hear it. But I explained it to some white folks a couple weeks ago. They said, how you say that? We was drinking wine and sitting there laughing until I said that. I said, well, look, when you were in elementary school, right? And you looked at history, did you see Malcolm X? Did you see Fred Hampton? Did you see Marcus Garvey? Or did you see Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, George Washington? And how were those men portrayed to you? Did you see Thomas Jefferson and Washington as rapists, slave masters? Or did you see them as founding fathers of the nation that we need to revere? And when they painted pictures of them, were they brown? So here, brothers and sisters, we're taught to honor Columbus Day. We're taught to honor George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, rapists, slave owners. We're taught to honor them, though. And then the only black man you would see is Martin Luther King, because he was peaceful. And Nat Turner, boy, he was bad. So we are raised to be slaves. They are raised to be racist. It's not like, and they get so defensive. Why are you calling me? Because you were raised like that. You couldn't help it. You're born in this system. The system trains you. And very few people see past the system. Some do, but very few. And then somebody said, well, how do you know who's racist? I said, your vibe gives you away. No matter what you say, your vibe gives you away. So then this white woman sat across from me. What am I? I said, I'd rather not say. I'd rather not say. The vibe gives you away. Yes, Malcolm X is an angry black man. So was Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Well, let me ask you this question. Do they have a right to be angry? If a white man was given the life of Malcolm X, would he be angry? Would they? If the white man was treated the way the Indians were treated when they was already here in their tribe, would the white man be angry? See? And what they want to know is their business, y'all. The real important thing is that we know. Because that's what's going to happen at the end. Everybody's going to get what they got coming. They don't want to, they're so deceived. And listen, brothers and sisters, we talked about, it's like an onion. There's layers upon layers upon layers of deception. And so that is why Zechariah, notice Zechariah chapter 8. See, I love the word, man. We get into the word, right? We ain't playing with y'all. We getting into the word. Notice what it says here, Zechariah chapter 8, verse 22 and 23. Zechariah chapter 8, verse 20, 21, 22, and 23. Zechariah chapter 8. See how we going through the word? How do I know all that? The Spirit of the Most High helps me because I read it through 23 times. Read your word. Lean on it. It's got all the answers. And it's okay if you don't know them. No problem. The Most High teach you. Because he exists. Zechariah chapter 8, verse 21 to 23. Notice what it said. Actually, 20 to 23. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, it shall come to pass, that's future, that there shall come people and inhabitants of many cities, and the inhabitants of one city shall go to another, saying, let us go speedily to pray before Yahweh and to seek Yahweh of hosts. I will go also. Yea, many people and strong nations shall come to seek Yahweh of hosts in Jerusalem and to pray before Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that Yahweh is with you. You see, brethren, there's so many layers of lies. It's going to take 1,000 years just to unravel them. But there are some people that can see through the lies enough to understand that we are the people. They don't understand everything, but they know we are the people. You understand? They see there's something different about y'all. And they also, when they're Caucasian, they know what their people have done to us. And we're still here. So he said, many nations shall come to seek Yahweh in Jerusalem. Well, where is that? Where, do we have any other witnesses to that? Oh, yeah. This is Revelation. Revelation. We in Revelation, right? Revelation chapter 21. Revelation chapter 21. Revelation 21 verses 25 through 27. Actually from 24 through 27. Revelation chapter 21 from 24 through 27. Compare these scriptures. Notice what it says. And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there. And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it, and there shall in no wise enter into anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life. See, everybody gonna get what you got coming. If you suffered from indignities and oppression, you're going to get glory. If you've been living in luxury while you're looking down on people who have been sexually exploited, kidnapped, poverty stricken, misused and abused, you're going to be down and we're going to be up. Okay? Khalid Abdul Muhammad, man, I love that, man. That's why I use this picture on my page. I had Ashkenazi Jews from Jerusalem call me and say, how could you use that, man? What you think? What, because you say so? He represents perfectly the multi-generations of anger that we all feel. So you wonder where it comes from. He represents perfectly the multi-generations of anger that we feel. They think it's just going away because they think we're free from slavery. Liars. We're still exploited. And we know it. And they act like we're not supposed to know it. But it comes from generations, y'all. You heard of multi-generation curses, right? Well, let me ask you, do you see it in your family? I see it in mine. Multi-generation curses, exploitation, used and abused, getting put in debt. We've been seeing that all our lives. I've seen Black families fight each other over a $10,000 life insurance policy. I've seen it. It is what it is, though. That's how we've been trained. That's how we came through. But the Bible shows us we still exist. Okay? We still here. They have been trying to exploit us and kill us. You see, brothers and sisters, these white folks that are marching around with these Trump tax. See, what happened now? They brought us here in slave ships. Not just because there was mean SOBs, but because they needed somebody to do the work. So we came here and did the work, right? Now they got all the money, they got all the digits they want, right? So now they don't need us no more, telling us go back home. Everybody gonna get what they got coming. Everybody. Everybody gonna get, look, and this is the system we in. Revelation 13, verse 8. We was just in Zechariah and Revelation, weren't we? Here we go back to Revelation. Chapter 13, verse 8. Notice what it said. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. All is a big number, is it not? It said, all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. Let me explain to you, brothers and sisters, by the grace of the Father. The beginning of Revelation 13 shows the finished work of the devil in the development of his worldwide system. It's the finished work. The rest of Revelation 13 is giving you the history of how he got there. Including of that history is our enslavement and exploitation. And we are representative of the woman that the Father going to protect. And she went into the wilderness where she has prepared a place for a time, times and a half from the face of the serpent. That's us. Everybody going to get what they got coming. I be praying to the Father. I be saying, Father, please cover me in your righteousness. I know I did wrong. I know I've been wrong in a lot of things. Please cover me with your righteousness and your perfection. Because everybody gonna get what they got coming. See, nobody's going to escape. People think they are, but they not. And it's a sad situation when you think you live 70, 80, 90, 100 years, like a Rockefeller, and you think you prolong in life when you're just going to die anyway. And you still got to be raised to face judgment. Everybody going to get what they got coming. Everybody. Verse 9, if any man have an ear to hear, let him hear. See, brethren, all we could really do is come to the Creator in repentance. That's all we could do. We're dependent on his mercy and grace. That's our total dependency. We're dependent on his promise that we will be justified. In Yah shall all the seed of Israel be justified and shall glory. So we don't have to run from truth because we're ashamed, because we've been deceived into thinking we higher than we are. See, we've been exploited. It's us that come here and change. If our forefathers that were exploited, we don't have to hide from what we were, nor do we. But they do, because they believe in a false George Washington, a false Thomas Jefferson, that they call the founding fathers, a false Benjamin Franklin, who was a wino. They call winos heroes. They call slave masters founding fathers. And you tell the truth about them, they get all upset. Because why? Because they like to live a lie. We're looking at the word, and it's telling us everybody gonna get what they got coming. Praise the Most High. That's right. Everybody gonna get what they got coming. Nobody's going to escape. We're in the last days of the existence of this system. See, chapter 13 tells you what the system is looking like when it's finished. All the horns have crowns on them. Remember in Revelation 13, there were 10 kings that have received no kingdom as yet, but received power as kings 1 hour. What stops them from being kings? Our existence. Not as exploited slaves, but as justified free people. That stops them from being kings. As long as we exist and have the knowledge of who we really are, they can't be kings, because we're telling them just why Messiah was killed. They asked him directly, who are you? Are you Messiah, the Son of the Blessed? And he said, I am. And you shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven on the right hand of power. He was telling them that this ain't no kingdom. He said, my kingdom is not of this world. And then Pilate said, so you're a king then. Because they were trying to get him for treason. Because the Gentiles want you to think that their kingdom will last forever. Their kingdom is not going to last forever. Messiah's kingdom is going to last forever. And it will not be left to other people. And it will be forever, even forever and ever. No golden statue, no image, no system is going to be able to overcome the Heavenly Father. And he knows that. How are you going to overcome the Creator? John the Baptist said, how are you going to escape the damnation of hell? See, you got to be able to look further than what you're seeing right in front of you. You got to be able to look at, see this here, this lion. See that? You got to be able to see the Lion of Judah. That's right. We're in the short space time right now. We're getting ready to talk about that in the next session, the short space. That's where we live. We live in the short space. And we're going to see some things. But we understand where it's really coming. And we lean on the word and on the Creator. Don't let man deceive you. Don't be joining no man-made religion or organization. Stay with your Creator. You won't lose. Because he won't. Because as we exist, he also exists. And as he exists, he keeps us in existence. Praise the Most High. We are witnesses to him. That's why they can't be kings. Because of our witness. They overcame the dragon by the blood of the Lamb in the word of their witness or testimony. You see, brethren? As long as we exist, they can't have no kingdom. That's why Revelation 11 talks about they kill us and then they exist as kings for 3.5 years. Very short time. Very short time. But it's all good. Here it comes, brothers, sisters, here it comes. So we praise the Most High. Yes, we praise the Most High. My wife and I were talking this morning. I said, listen, we're gonna overcome this, but we're gonna have more trials. It's coming quick. It's all good though. At least we know it's the end, right? Praise the Most High. Until we meet again in the next session, may the Most High bless you and keep you. May he cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. And may he lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Shalom, Israel.